Let's talk traditional wedding. Let's talk traditional wedding. Let's talk traditional wedding. Let's talk traditional wedding. ETO IGBEYAWO tó ń bọ̀ ní lọ́gbọ̀n. Let's talk traditional wedding.
Ètò Let's Talk traditional wedding ló lọ lọ́wọ́.
Kí lorúkọ ètò náà? Let's talk traditional wedding. ETO IGBEYAWO tó ń bọ̀ ní lọ́gbọ̀n. Let's talk traditional wedding. Every Tuesday on Instagram, every Tuesday on Facebook, 6 p.m. UK time. Every Tuesday on Facebook. ETO IGBEYAWO tó fún ni lóye. Let's talk traditional wedding. ETO IGBEYAWO tó fún ni lóye. Let's talk
traditional weddings. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí, ẹ̀yin tèmi nílé lóko lẹ́yìn odi. Mo kára lé, mo kérò ọ̀nà, mo kọ́kùnrin, mo kóbìnrin, mo kọ́mọdé o, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo kí àgbàlagbà wípé ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí, lórí ètò wa, ètò yín, ètò kan náà tí gbogbo wa mọ̀ sí ètò ìgbéyàwó. Let's talk traditional weddings and more with Meettheroyals. Àmọ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìṣe wa lórí ètò yìí, kó tó di pé a mú nǹkan ò ṣe. Ṣẹ́yìn náà rí pé ẹ kájúbà ọba akọ́dá ayé, ọba ṣẹ̀dá ọ̀run, ọba lánàá, ọba lénìí, ọba títí ayérayé kọrin kése, ẹlẹ́bùrú ìkẹ́, ọba mi kìkì ọlá, ọba mi kìkì ògo, ọba mi kìkì ìyè. Olúwa adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín nítorí pé níwòyí ìjẹjọ nígbà tí a ń lọ a máa dágbére. Èmi olóòtú ètò ìgbéyàwó mo dágbére àti gbogbo àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n wò yìí a ní à ń lọ kábọ̀. Adúpẹ́ pé ẹ jẹ́ kó ṣeéṣe fún wa láti tún dé láyọ̀, láyé, láàyè àti láyé rere lénìí. Ẹ ṣeun nítorí pé ẹ jẹ́ ká dùn àwátì. Olúwa gbọpẹ́ kẹ́ wá gbà ní wa. A tún fàṣìkò náà dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn ẹbí ẹni, àwọn èèyàn béèyàn, àwọn èèyàn gidi, àwọn èèyàn jàǹkànjàǹkàn tí wọ́n darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí ètò yìí ní ọ̀sẹ̀ tí wọ́n jẹ́ kọ́rọ̀ wa kó sú wọn. Kódà mi ò rohun fẹ́yọ̀ bí ò ṣọpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ àwọn ènìyàn. Ẹ̀yin náà ẹ ṣeun. Mo dúpẹ́ kú gbogbo gbà. Ẹ tẹ̀ jẹ́ kọ́rọ̀ wa kó sú yín. Bí kò bá sí ẹ̀yin kò lè sí àwa. Ẹ ṣeun ẹ kú gbogbo gbà. Mo tún fàṣìkò náà lọ́wọ́ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn èjìká tó ń jẹ́ kẹ́wò jábọ́. Àwọn tí wọ́n ṣagbátẹrù ètò yìí pàápàá jùlọ ilé-iṣẹ́ Chorus Jewels and Laces, ilé-iṣẹ́ tó tún gbangba sọ̀yẹ́ níbi tó ti ń taṣọ ìyàwó, tìyá ìyàwó lẹ́fẹ́ ni, tọmọ ìyàwó lẹ́fẹ́ ni, tọkùnrin lẹ́fẹ́ tóbìnrin lẹ́fẹ́ ni, kódà tẹ́ bá fẹ́ tó ti rán sílẹ̀ tó lóyìnbó pè ní ready to wear. Ó wà ní ilé-iṣẹ́ Chorus Jewels and Laces, ilé-iṣẹ́ Chorus Jewels and Laces. Ẹ ṣeun ilé-iṣẹ́ mi lè jóná. Ilé-iṣẹ́ Lazel Fabrics all the way from Dallas, Texas. Àwọn náà ń taṣọ, wọ́n ń tẹ̀ gbá, wọ́n ń ta tọ̀nù. International magazine. Ẹ ṣeun. Ilé-iṣẹ́ Television International magazine. Bí ẹ fẹ́ kí ayé balabala ẹ kàn sí ilé-iṣẹ́ Celebration International magazine by Babs. Ilé-iṣẹ́ First Rate Global. Àwọn náà wà lógún state ní Ṣàgámù. Thank you so much for joining me on this show tonight. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo ṣe máa sọ fún wa ní ọ̀sẹ̀ Olúwabùnmi lè jẹ́ o. Ayà òṣèré àti ìgbà sí Meettheroyals alága ìdúró ní olóòtú ètò ìgbéyàwó with godly swagger. I'm also a makeup artist, I'm a gele artist, I'm an event planner, event organizer, name it. I'm a business woman. Anything you need, please contact me. Wọ́n máa sọ pé jack of all trades, master of none. Rárá o, kò ṣe bí tiwa. Àwa jack of all trades, we are master of all. Ẹ ṣeun gbogbo yín pátá, ẹ kú àdúró tì. Ká má bòpò lọ ilé olóró. Season 20, episode 3, ladies and gentlemen. Very important thing to discuss today in this day and age. If you look at my outfit, I always try to make my outfit reflect my topics. If I in a situation where I can, you see that my outfit is a combination of ancient and current. It's one penny at Ìṣẹ̀ǹbáyé àti tòde òní. I have this. I try to mix it up, and you can see that ogurege. Yes, but I first saw it in nìyẹn. Ó jọ mọ́ àṣà, ó jọ mọ́ ìṣe. Àmọ́ kó tó di pé mo wá let the cat out of the bag. Ẹ̀yin wá ṣe rè pé yẹ ká fi orin ìlú ká tún fi gbé ètò yìí wọlé lẹ́nu. Please let's go and enjoy this music before I bring in the topic. Thank you so much, my people. Hey, I want to láti shining star. We are the shining star. We shine forever. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. Okay, my favorite song actually. I love this song so much. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. It's one of my favorite songs.
All music has reached Nigeria.
Oh yeah. Please remind people wherever you know your latest. Ètò ti bẹ̀rẹ̀.
Ọ̀làjúdé làwọn àgbàgbé àṣà ìdílé wa. Ọ̀làjúdé làwọn àgbàgbé àṣà ìdílé wa. Civilization ló jágbà gbogbo àgbáyé wa.
Oh yeah.
Ọ̀làjúdé làwọn àgbàgbé àṣà ìdílé wa. Ọ̀làjúdé làwọn àgbàgbé àṣà ìdílé wa. Civilization ló jágbà gbogbo àgbáyé wa. Nínú àṣà ìdílé dáná máa ń pè kan ò ní ìfàlọ́mọ. Ìfàlọ́mọ ló túmọ̀ sí kan bá bímọ tuntun. Ló máa jẹ́ káwọn òun
Alẹ́ sọ́mọ́ kọ́.
wọ́n á bò mí sórí ìbá ti ń kọ́. Wọ́n á gbọ́ ọmọ sí rẹ̀ ìbò.
Ó yá, mi ò tí ì rẹ́sẹ̀ ìjọ kankan. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Méje.
Bójú ọmọ kan
Tó bá sì jọba lé.
civilization ló
Lójú
jẹ́
ọjà gẹ́gẹ́ wá lóye bá.
Ọ̀làjúdé làwọn àgbàgbé àṣà ìdílé wa. Ọ̀làjúdé làwọn àgbàgbé àṣà ìdílé wa. Civilization ló jẹ́ nínú ọjà ìdílé wọn tún máa ń lè kàn
fáyà tuntun.
ìyàwó sì bí tó bá mú lè ṣàrò
Tí ò ní ná.
wá wá ṣàdúrà fúyàwó ìṣòro mi wá lómi tó ń bù ìdàlẹ̀ látòrí lọ títí lọ dẹ́sẹ̀ fúyàwó láyé tọ́ṣọ wá nítorí kó má bà níṣòro.
Nílé ọkọ civilization ló jága gbogbo. Ẹ máa gbọ́ o.
Ọ̀làjúdé làwọn àgbàgbé àṣà ìdílé wa. Ọ̀làjúdé làwọn àgbàgbé àṣà ìdílé wa. Civilization ló jágbà gbogbo àgbáyé wa.
All music has reached Nigeria.com.
Ọ̀làjú ṣàlàṣe, ọ̀làjú ṣàlàṣe.
Òyìnbó ló ṣe wédiwé, ọ̀làjú ṣàlàṣe.
Òyìnbó ló ṣe wédiwé.
Ọ̀làjú ṣàlàṣe.
Òyìnbó ló ṣe wédiwé.
Ọ̀làjú ṣàlàṣe. Tipẹ́tipẹ́ ọ̀làjú ṣàlàṣe.
Ó tó wá ní sọ́rí ìgbà. Ọ̀làjú ṣàlàṣe.
Only women your daily is enjoying my music. Oh yeah, let me see your dance emoji. Tipẹ́tipẹ́.
Ó tó di wọ́n bá wọn kú pàdé o.
Eléyìí là ń lò kan tó kó kú pàdé. Ọ̀làjú ṣàlàṣe.
Ó tó di wọ́n wá lógo òòlù.
Ọ̀làjú ṣàlàṣe.
Ìdáyé tipẹ́tipẹ́. Ó tó di wọ́n wá
Kàtíkè o, kí mẹ́ríkẹ́ tó dé.
Ṣáná fi ṣáná gbà kan. Pàtó máa lo ṣáná òyìnbó. Òlùlà fi ń lu ṣọ́ngbà kan. Àlólù náà fi ń lu ṣọ́ngbà kan.
Ọ̀làjú ṣàlàṣe.
Pàtó máa lo pressing iron. Pàtó máa lo pressing iron.
Ọ̀làjú ṣàlàṣe.
Òkùnṣọ́ náà fi ń kó nọ́ngbà kan. Pàtó máa lè fo òyìnbó sẹ́yìn.
Gáàsì náà là ń lò báyìí.
Òkùnṣọ́ náà fi ń ṣe bẹ́ngbà kan. Pàtó máa lo kúkí bọ́ọ̀tù.
Ọ̀làjú ṣàlàṣe.
Pàtó máa lo kúkí bọ́ọ̀tù.
Ọ̀làjú ṣàlàṣe.
Ìpànà fi ń kájọ́ gbà kan.
Ilé ọ̀kẹ́tẹ̀.
Kàlẹ́ndà dé o. Ìpànà
Fi kájọ́ gbà kan.
ó tó di pọ́gbé kàlẹ́ndà dé. Òrùn náà fi ń káwá bàtí. Òrùn náà fi ń káwá bàtí.
Ó tó di
wá ní pọ́n bá gbòdé. Ó tó wá ní pọ́n bá gbòdé. Àdìrẹ aṣọ òkè láti wọ̀ yìí.
abẹ́rí.
Ó tó di pọ́nkó
Designer
dísáínà
dé. Àdìrẹ aṣọ òkè láti wọ̀ rí. Ẹgbọ́gbọ́ designer dé.
Òyìnbó bàtà wọn sí
Sílẹ̀ ni ó.
kágbáṣà náà
Ẹ̀jẹ̀ àgbàṣà wa lárugẹ.
kágbáṣà náà lárugẹ. Kágbéjà náà lárugẹ.
Ọ̀làjú ṣàlàṣe.
Torí Ọ̀làjúdé làwọn àgbàgbé àṣà ìdílé wa. Ọ̀làjúdé
ọ̀làjúdé làwọn àgbàgbé àṣà ìdílé civilization ló jẹ́ gbàgbé gbogbo wọn àdáyébá. Thank you so much. That's coming from the legend, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, that's coming from. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you to the legendary Alhaji Saheed Òṣùpá. Thank you so much. In fact, that's my favorite song. I love that song. I can listen to it all day, all night, all evening, every time. You know, and I want to appreciate those that are dancing, that are celebrating, that are actually showing that they can hear the music. Tí a bá tẹ́tí sí orin yẹn dáadáa, wọ́n sọ wípé ọ̀làjú ló dé lágbàgbé gbogbo àṣà ìdílé wa, civilization pátá. Ohun àdéjẹ́ ká gbàgbé gbogbo tá a dárí gbà. Wọ́n tẹ̀ tí wá sọ wọ́n ní òyìnbó ò máa fàṣà tí wọ́n lẹ̀, kí ló tà ṣe lè gbé àṣà tiwa náà lárugẹ. But then, talking about our tradition, our culture, that we need to actually embrace our culture, our tradition. He said a lot of things in that song. Wọ́n ní pé láyé ìgbà kan adìrẹ aṣọ òkè òun la ti ń wọ̀rí o kó tó di pé Gucci wọlé dé. Do you know that people get embarrassed for wearing our own outfits and they are so proud? Gucci, Balenciaga ni mo wọ̀. You know that these days he's talking about the fact that láyé ìgbà kan mọ̀ngúdú la fi ń sebẹ̀ kó tó di pé wọ́n gbé cooking pot dé. Ọlọ́gbọ́n làwọn ya wá fi ń lọ ta láyé ìgbà kan kó tó di pé wọ́n gbé Gucci mix Gucci mix blender. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about something very, very important today. Thank you again for joining Traditionally. God bless you. Please do me a favor. Can you remind people that the show has started? As we always say, it's a Tuesday evening. Some people are still at work. Some people are on their way from work. Some people are not even aware. They can't even remember. It would be nice if you can kindly share. Click on the share button. And if you know anyone that would normally be on this show, please remind them. Yeah, like I said to us, the combination of what I'm wearing today is actually something to actually talk about our tradition, our culture, and the fact that it has evolved over the year. You know, if you look at what I'm wearing today, you will see that this is a combination of ancient and current. You know, I purposely did not wear buba, the proper buba on this. And you guys, this is not lace, this is not ankara, this is not same. This is like a current outfit. Ashok bayini. Now, if you look at the combination of this, you can marry Adire, Mara Shoki. Again, people to release so when Adire Shoki, Latin or Nibako, what the people designer day. Some of our traditions are awesome and they need to be retained, and some are actually awkward and they definitely need to be abolished. No matter how we say we want to retain our culture, we want to retain our tradition, especially when it comes to traditional marriage rights, when it comes to traditional wedding rights, we need to kind of try to preserve our culture. But then there are some that we all know, you know and I know, that should be abolished because they don't really speak well of us. Probably they do them in ignorance, they're not even aware of it. But that's what we're going to be talking about tonight, ladies and gentlemen. People have accused me before and they said, why would you be doing a show like this and you'll be speaking English? And I put answer on here. Our tradition has evolved, you know. It's so convenient for me. But because now, I don't live in Nigeria, I'm in the UK, in this part of the world, I have a lot of non-Yoruba speaking audiences. And when I'm talking about the traditional wedding or marriage as well, I'm not just talking about our Yoruba traditional wedding. Even I wrote a book, it's called The Evolution of Nigerian Traditional Wedding, Past, Present and Future. In this book, I didn't talk about Yoruba traditional wedding alone. I spoke about the Nigerian traditional wedding and even some African traditional weddings as well. And that reminds me, if you're here to get a copy of this book, please DM me. I have copies that I can post to you, or you can get them on Amazon Prime and on any ebook platform. I have got about 17 ebook platforms. They are there. You can do the downloaded one, that the Kindle one, and you can also get the paper one. They will be posted to you. Do let us deviate from what we're talking about tonight. I just want us tonight to talk about some of the things that we see in our traditional wedding that should be retained, that should be maintained. And I don't know, anybody else might not agree with me, but I noticed that out of all the traditions, all of the tribes in Nigeria, out of all other tribes that are in Nigeria, and even African countries, I am of the opinion that we, the Yorubas, are the ones that are really trivializing our culture. If I'm wrong, please, I want you to correct me tonight. I might be wrong, but that's my impression from my years of experience as a traditional wedding anchor, traditional wedding compare. I noticed that our culture, our tradition is being trivialized by us, the Yorubas. any other tribe more of fear. I'm glad that Pebbles and Coco is on this show tonight. Recently, not too long ago, Pebbles and Coco and I went to Anchor Traditional Wedding, and it's between the Calabaris and the Yorubas. I'm telling you, we were the groom. They made us do everything that we needed to do. They were not in a hurry. They were not ready to change anything for us. They didn't care. They insisted that everything has to be done the way it should be done. But in our own case, yeah, we are always very quick to say, anyways, I don't want to be the only one talking tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are online tonight, you can hear me, whether you're on Facebook, on YouTube, or on Instagram. I need you to please do me a favor. Be an active participant tonight. This show, it's a give and take kind of show. It is interactive. It's not something I want to be talking all by myself. And this thing, I don't know about you, it grieves me a lot. It gives me a lot of pain when I realize that why are we trivializing our cultures? Now, I want us to please quickly, let's first of all talk on the negative side. If you know any traditional wedding traditions or traditional wedding rights or practices that you think, and I have noticed as well that, okay, let's first of all talk about reasons why our wedding traditions are being trivialized or are being what's the word I'm looking for now? That a lot of them are slowly being aborted. What are the excuses that people give? What's the wedding right that you know that people are no longer doing or they are discouraging people from doing, and why are they saying that? And if I may make it clearer, I could say maybe one or two so that people will know, but I will actually give you a chance. Please tell me, I have a lot of alagas on this show, young and old, middle-aged people. Anybody that is on this show tonight, and you know of any wedding, traditional wedding rights or culture or tradition or practices that you think that how did I know that Mama was going to bring this one? Because I think that thing, they do have one kind. She said currently there is this current thing that is going on now where the bride is speaking honey instead of religious symbols. Actually, we're going to talk more on that. Somebody said, I'm not sure if new brides still have their feet washed after the traditional wedding. I am of the opinion that it's a personal view. Sometimes religious beliefs get in the way. Thank you so much. One of the ones that we've always had since back in the days is the watching of the feet of the bride. It's in my book. I actually dedicated a whole about 2 or 3 pages about all the feet washing, the importance of feet, what it means. So, but nowadays, I can't remember anybody doing that anymore. People said for religious reasons, a lot of reasons why our traditions are being pushed aside or being washed away or being trivialized is definitely for religious reasons. A lot of people now, we are all Christians, born again Christians, religious belief, other religions apart from our traditional. I'm a Christian, I'm a born again Christian, I'm an ordained minister of God, and I am not embarrassed to say that. But then, how does religion and traditional wedding rights, how does it affect each other? Why are people complaining? Why are people saying, Muslim, wow, and then some people are saying, born again Christian, wow, kini ìbájọṣepọ̀ tó wà láàrin ẹ̀sìn àti àṣà? Because there are two things. There is the tradition, there is the culture, and there is the religion. And I think it's a very, I don't know, those three, people are kind of mistaking one for the other. The feet washing, get as it be now. Okay, ma. If you leave me a comment or you comment on what anything, I want you to please tell me. Mama Odelegun says that the feet washing thing, it gets as it be now. Mommy, please, ma, Ejoma, can I not see by typing or careful voice note. You're one of the most amazing supportive members of this show. In fact, if I don't see you on this show, it's like it's not complete. Ejoma, it get as it be, kí ló fà á tó fi di wípé à ń ta mi sẹ́sẹ̀ ìyàwó ó wá di ohun èèwọ̀ tí a gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe mọ́ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Kí ni díẹ̀, kí ni reason, kí làwọn èèyàn rí, kí ni àǹfààní tó wà nínú ká fọ ẹsẹ̀ ìyàwó, kí ni àǹfààní tí kò sí níbẹ̀ tó fi di pé irọ́ o, mi lè gbà kán ta mi sí ọmọ mi lẹ́sẹ̀ mọ́. Please ma, if you can call me tonight, if you're hearing me anywhere you are, whether you're on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, I would like to contribute to tonight's topic. Please remember that you can call me on +44 7828 500 938 +44 7828 702 500 938. Please remember that you can contact me on that number. In fact, mo máa bá Instagram jáde ní tí wọ́n bá jẹ́ kí n rí àlejò mi gbé wọlé, because somebody just send me a request and it will pay me so much if I'm not able to bring that person in. So those traditional rights, thank you so much for joining us. MC Monite, hey, I want baby, hey, a word for her, hey, Dr. Rikawe, thank you so much for joining. Somebody said I'm a religious person and my feet was washed after my traditional marriage. Same day, that evening, my husband was of the opinion that it is our culture and it needs to be upheld. Thank you so much. Mama Odile said there was a time when people discovered that people washing new Iyawo's feet were diabolical. Okay, that's another thing that we need to talk about on this show. Please now, Instagram, why can't I accept my request? He's not able to join, don't suffer me. Okay, let me see if I can send you the request, sis. Let me see if I can send you a request. I've sent you the request. Maybe if you accept from there, maybe that would be better. Okay, ẹnìkan ní nítorí pé àwọn èèyàn kan gbàgbọ́ wípé ó wà diabolical. Ẹ̀kọ́ kí ni Yorùbá diabolical? Hey, what's up? Ẹ kúrọ̀lẹ́ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí o. Ẹ dúró fún mi ní ìṣẹ́jú kan. Somebody said all I did was just burst out in tongues as my feet was being washed by my husband's stepmother because my mother-in-law was late. Oda, ẹ ṣeun. Fabulous Funky, wọ́n ní ẹ kú ètò ní mà láìláìkì yìí wù mí o. Ẹ ṣeun. God bless you. Traditionally, welcome on board, sis. Ẹ bá wa dá sí ètò ẹ ṣeun.
Everybody, God bless you. Thank you for the acceptance. Thank you. I don't want to waste much of our time, but I think for us, the younger generational laggers that we are coming and by the grace of God looking on to the older ones, I think my niche personally is always educating my couples. I take the time out and it's like an additional service that I provide, especially with the young couples of nowadays, whereby they do this whole traditional wedding with a misunderstanding and misconception. It's all about wearing the gele, wearing the latest ashoke, doing the latest dancing and choreography, which I'm not against, which is all part of the fun. Don't get me wrong. You know, and picking the latest, nicest venue and all that, and getting the latest caterers, which is all part of the program. However, I take my time out personally and educate them. Do you know the reason why we are doing this thing? It is not just because of the fact that mommy wants to do it, daddy wants to do it. There is a significance that falls behind it. Why we say to you, why they bring gifts, why they bring certain types of gifts, why they bring certain types of fruits and certain types of fish and certain and honey and salt and sugar. There's a list, a particular list that has to be provided because there's prayer that backs it up. So sometimes we as parents, as adults, we also need to educate these children. I say children, young adults, should I say, young adults of nowadays, to make them understand. It's not about forcing anybody. I've known of a couple that have said that the parents said, don't bring anything. Yes, they are ministers of God. They said they don't want anything. They compete, anything. They are not exchanging their child for anything. You know,
I can imagine, Ben.
We meet at an equilibrium point. So I think it's about educating ourselves. And at the end of the day, it is salvation to me personally is personal anyway. You know, there's been points made out about people washing the feet and all that kind of thing.
Ben.
Ben. Family member me come. When she after she did her wedding, many years later, she became ill. To the glory of God, she's okay now. And then through prayer and through revelation, they said we should go back and watch the wedding video. Ma, when we watched the wedding video, there was a particular woman there that touched her chest. Maybe àwọn ní kankan lọ wo fídíò yẹn pé ẹnìkan fọwọ́ kàn wọ́n lọ́jọ́ wedding. So ètò ìmọ̀jọ́ láti fọ ọlọ́run máa jà lógun ọlọ́run máa jà lógun kò ṣe
àmì o àmì.
wọ́n fún ẹsẹ̀ wọ́n ṣe kíní kan wọ́n ṣe kíní kan. It is only the grace of God to receive. So many stories like that. Kọ́nà fún wọn lóko àgbàgbà we have to be strong in the Lord so that kí ayé má bàa borí wa ní that is the only prayer we need to be praying.
Àmì ẹ ṣeun. Thank you so much.
So, God bless us all. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Kò sí wàhálà. No problem. Ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ kú gbogbo ìgbà. God bless you. Ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ o. I appreciate you. God bless you, sis. Thank you so much. That's coming from somebody. Ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ ẹ kú gbogbo ìgbà. Ladies and gentlemen, I really do appreciate that contribution. Shetiri, I don't know why this generation of Christians, we are so fearful. And that's one thing about us. Fear is a killer. We are so fearful. I don't know how we're supposed to be the light and we'll be so afraid of darkness. I notice that a lot of things that we reject now is out of fear, so to speak. You cannot have faith and be afraid. We pay tí wọ́n bá ṣe nǹkan báyìí máa ṣẹlẹ̀ sọ́mọ mi àbí kẹ́ pé èèyàn kan máa gbá bẹ̀ láti wá attack ọmọ mi. I mean, àdúrà lèèyàn fi ń gbéra ro. Even láyé ìgbà àwọn bàbá wa àwọn ìyá wa tí wọn ò mọ Ọlọ́run tó wa nísìn. They still did what they're supposed to do. Kò dẹ́ ṣe gbogbo gbà ni aburú máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀ níbi ìgbéyàwó. I don't know why our mentality is so on the negative. Tí kò bá ṣẹlẹ̀, it's almost becoming like a dreadful thing. Ṣé bá máa ń ṣe birthday? Wọ́n máa wá kí wa, a máa ṣe nǹkan máa ṣe bọ́sì. Tó bá ti di ìgbà ìgbéyàwó yẹn báyìí, there is this thing at the back of our heads. But hey, this is an opportunity to attack. And I don't think that is, as a Christian, I don't think that is right. Thank you, Traditionally, for your call. I appreciate it. She mentioned something very important. You know, and I was talking about why are people rejecting our traditions nowadays? Why are people rejecting? And she mentioned something very, very, very important. The reason why a lot of people are rejecting our tradition nowadays, one of them is lack of understanding. They're not educated. They don't understand. They don't even know. This Gen Z especially, all they know is pé àwọn fẹ́ ṣe wedding. One traditional wedding, as far as they are concerned, like she said, wọ́n fẹ́ máa ṣe ẹbí, wọ́n fẹ́ teach, wọ́n ti practice choreography, wọ́n ti practice. In fact, nowadays you see a traditional wedding, the bride, half of her body will be out. Gbogbo orúkọ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn èèwọ̀ ni ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá láyé ìgbà wọn, nǹkan ẹlẹgẹ́ níyàwó. Nowadays you see a bride on her wedding day. Ijo bí kojo wèrè kojo, you know. I'm not saying people should not dance, they should not dress. Na ye ìgbà táwa wà ní kékeré tí wọ́n bá mú ìyàwó wa máa gbọ́ òkúta ń bẹ lọ́nà rọra mi àgbẹ̀sẹ̀ lọ́kọ̀ọ̀kan. Ohun ẹlẹgẹ́ níyàwó. Ohun ẹlẹgẹ́. Even if you're going to get to the point of all this over it should at least Igbewayo gbọ́dọ̀ wà ńbẹ̀. Now I'm not going to be the only one doing the talking tonight. I want to read comments. Let me see what people have said. Somebody said washing the bride's feet isn't diabolical, but people take the opportunity to do evil. Like that's coming from MC Monai. Now let me tell you this. Anybody could take, like she just gave an example of somebody that they said go and watch the video and they just touch the person in the throat. You know the funniest thing? Nítorí pé àwọn èèyàn ti mọ̀ láyé ìsìn wípé ọ̀yàn ti fojú sí putting water on the feet of the bride as a way of attacking the bride. Èmi ni mo fẹ́ bomi sí ìyàwó lẹ́sẹ̀. Mo ti mọ̀ pé láyé tá wà yìí wọ́n ti fojú sí pé èèyàn máa attack ìyàwó by putting water on the. Ṣé màá wá gbàbẹ̀ yẹn? Will you not look for another means? You will not use that opportunity anymore because everybody already know that that's an opportunity to attack the bride. And as a result of that, our culture, our tradition is what is now being swept under the carpet. I love the feet washing. My feet were washed when I got married. And you know, my marriage is just 21 years old. It's not as if I got married in the age. The person that puts water on my feet was the last ìyàwó before me. You know, and that's in some family, it is the last ìyàwó before the new bride that will be artificial topic create to you talento leto artificial berry. Yeah, I remember we used to have question every week back in the days. You know, we ask question and people will answer that question. Artificial ìbéèrè lórí ètò yìí rí pé talent tó lẹ́tọ̀ọ́ láti bomi sí ẹsẹ̀ ìyàwó ọ̀sìngín, ìyàwó tó bá ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ fẹ́ wọlé. Nínú àwọn ìdílé mi, it is the last bride, ìyàwó tó fẹ́ gbẹ̀yìn, bóyá ìyàwó ẹ̀gbọ́n àbí ìyàwó kíní kan, ìyàwó tó ṣàfẹ́ gbẹ̀yìn nínú ilé yẹn, òun ló lẹ́tọ̀ọ́ láti bomi sẹ́sẹ̀. Ní àwọn ìdílé mi, ẹni tó dàgbà jù nínú ìdílé yẹn, the eldest of the family ni tó jẹ́ ó lè jọkùnrin ó lè jọbìnrin nínú àwọn ìdílé mi. Nínú àwọn ìdílé mi, ìyá ọkọ ló máa bu omi sí, ó depend lórí practice tó ní kálukú bá ń ṣe. But my feet were washed, and I don't think anybody planned any evil for me. Anyway, I don't say anything against washing of feet. Even Jesus Christ in the Bible, he washed his disciples' feet at one point. I don't know why we put fetishness to every of our tradition, especially our tiaje born again Christians. Sometimes we trivialize things. Now, I have noticed that some other cultures, apart from Yoruba, apart from Yorubas, other cultures, they still do their tradition to the letters up to today. Are we saying that there are no born again Christian or Islam people among those other cultures and tribes? Are we saying they don't have it? We have tribes or cultures. Igbo culture, the what's it called? Ní àwọn culture mi, wọ́n máa gbé ìyàwó yẹn dìde báyìí, wọ́n máa gbé jókòó sórí ẹsẹ̀ bàbá ọkọ ẹ̀, after ìwà wọn á ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ gbé fọ́kọ ẹ̀, tó bá jẹ́ àwa ni a máa ti forúkọ sí. Alága ọkùnrin, thank you for joining us. For those that are just joining us on this show, I want to say welcome. We are talking about our traditional wedding rights, our traditional wedding practices that should be retained and or should be abolished. Now, I am of the opinion that some should be abolished, especially some that is detrimental to the bride or to the groom. There are some families, only our traditions, we're going to talk about that as well. But majority of our cultures, why are they being abolished? Now, I want to ask another question. Àti bèrè wípé kí ni ìdí tí àwọn èèyàn fi máa ń sábà sọ wípé ká má ṣe àwọn àṣà yìí mọ́, we shouldn't do this. Irọ́ o, ẹ má tàbí sí ìyàwó lẹ́sẹ̀ o, irọ́ o. Somebody was talking about that. Some family actually rejected the whole ẹrù ìyàwó, saying don't bring anything. Now, let's talk about that. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ṣó lẹ́tọ̀ọ́ kí àwọn òbí ìyàwó kọ́ máa sọ wípé no, we are Christians now, ẹ má gbẹ́rù kọ̀ọ̀kan wa, we don't want anything. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ṣó lẹ́tọ̀ọ́? Please, I want you to talk. Whether you are the Alaga on this show or you're just a regular person, do you think it is culturally right? Do you think it befits our tradition and our culture for the parents of the bride to be saying, we don't want any Eriyawo list. We don't want it. We don't want gifts from you. We don't want any item from you. Just come and marry our daughter and take our daughter away. Please remember that you can also request to be in the show, and you can also call me on +44 7828500 +44 7828500 show letter. Is it right? Please let me hear yes or no. Let me hear yes or no. Show letter. Is it right for the parents of the bride to actually say, you know what, we don't want anything, don't bring any good, don't bring any item, don't bring anything, I don't want it. Ejo, show letter. I want to know. Let me know what you think about that. Where is everybody? Show letter kí ìyá ìyàwó àbẹ̀bí ìyàwó kí wọ́n máa sọ wípé rárá o, we don't want any gift item from you. If you're on this show tonight, whether you're an Olaga or you're just someone, I'm sure people will be able to say, if you are in that situation, would you rather say that no, I want my child to be married, I want my daughter to be married, but don't bring anything, don't bring any of the list of the items because we are now Christians or we are now Muslims, we don't want any of those items. Is it right? Does it actually add value to our culture and our tradition? Or do you think it is just it's getting too much? Or what do you think? Let me read what this beautiful sister of mine said. Becky Warem, money, God spare my life. I will so collect brother. Amen. Oh, God will spare your life in Jesus' name. I will spare my life. Says, God spare my life. I will so collect bridal things for my daughter, despite her being a British. Yeah. I would collect to the letter. In fact, to the last item, I will collect for my daughter. Fabulous Funky says, my feet were washed and I'm a newish bride. It is part of my Yoruba culture. Also, Eriyawo and other aspects of the ceremony are essential and not just a gesture. They are essential. They are part of our culture. Kódà, àwọn ibi tí ẹ̀sìn Christianity wà, let us not forget that ẹ̀sìn Christianity àti ẹ̀sìn Islam kò kí ń ṣẹ̀sìn wa o. They brought it to us, but thank God, because the gospel of Christ has to be spread across the world, and we all have to accept Christ. We all have to, we have to. I don't have anything against. I'm a Christian, as I said. I'm a minister of God. I'm an ordained minister of God. But how would I allow religion to actually kill my culture? Now, let me tell you this story. My pastor went to Jerusalem recently, and then he came back and said it took them over 1 hour. When dinner was served, the family that hosted them, he said when dinner was served, it took them over 1 hour for them to start eating. The dinner has already been served. They have to do some rituals, some ceremonies, some whatever, what we call incantations here. There's a thing they say, that is what they do, that is before they can start eating. Up to today, if you go to Stansted Inn, you will see all these Jews. At least, this is where Christ came from. They still wear their outfits, they still do their own thing. So I'm saying that culture is generally different from religion. Our culture is not fetish. Our culture is not diabolical. We need to stop assuming or naming our culture diabolical. And as Christians as well, I believe that we should be careful in the way we fear. Sometimes fear is what is really going on. Come on. No, we shouldn't live in fear. We should live in confidence that even if such thing comes, which I know that's possible, but not now, we talked about, Mama Idilogu said something earlier about somebody picking honey. There's a video that has been going viral for some time now. And in that video, they said the bride should pick something out of all the Eriyawo. Usually, please, people, what should the bride pick? When the bride is asked to pick one item out of all the items, let's talk. What should the bride pick? When a bride is asked to pick one item out of all the items. Remember that you can leave me a voice note. If you have an experience, somebody said I picked Bible. Yes, good. I mean, usually people pick Bible or Quran, holy book. Holy book. People pick either Quran or Bible, and all these things. Láyé ìgbà àwọn bàbá ńlá wa kò sí Christianity. Later the Christianity come to stay. What do you think bride would pick at those times? In the days where there were no Christianity, in the days where kò sí Islam, what would you have suggested or what would you have presumed? For example, if there was anything like pé tán fún ìyàwó l'opportunity láti mú nǹkan tó wù nínú gbogbo ẹrù ìyàwó, kí ni nǹkan ta lérò pé ìyàwó yẹn máa mú kó tó di pé Christianity dé, kó tó di pé Islam dé? What do you think the wife should pick? What do you think the bride should pick? What do you think? I want you to come up with what you think. Okay, for example, Fabulous Funky or Becky, if you had gotten married in the days back, let's say you've come in the world before. What would you have? Yeah, Pebbles. What would you have picked if you got married before Christianity, before Christ, or before Islam came? What would you have picked? Mommy MC Monite says that láyé àtijọ́ ìyàwó will be given some of the gifts after, not in the hall. There was even no hall. Okay, they said back in the days the bride can pick honey or atari. Okay, what does honey mean? Why would as a bride, why would you pick somebody said yam or clothes? Please, if you suggest anything, that's Temitope Secure. Thank you so much, ma, for joining us. Temitope Secure. What would be your honest opinion? Or what would be your reason for picking either honey or atari? Somebody say yam or clothes. What is the significance of all these things? This is part of our tradition. Somebody said, Lee Obdide said, I picked my ring because we forgot the Bible. But honestly, every eridano is significant. and it can be used to pray. God bless you. God bless you, ma. In the days where we didn't have Christianity, where there was no Bible, where there were no Quran, where there were no religious anything, somebody said, before Christ, I will pick, before Christ, I will pick honey and clothes. Thank you, ma. Why would you pick honey and clothes? What's the significance of honey and clothes? Somebody said, Olorun, I would have picked sugar or honey or sugar cane. Okay, can somebody, all those people that are talking about what they would have picked, can you tell me why? Why do you prefer those items out of all the items? What's the significance of all those items? You know, because I always like to know what would be the significance of for those items. Because there's a trending video. Hey, so there's a trending video about a bride picked honey, and everybody's going gaga over it. You know, what would be the reason why you would pick all those items? I would like to hear from you. Then I also want to ask as well. Somebody said honey does not go sour, etc. Okay, honey, because it symbolizes sweetness in marriage and atare to be fruitful in marriage. Atare kì í di ti ẹ̀ láàbọ̀, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ilé ẹ̀ máa ń kún fún ọmọ ni. Oyin ó ní adùn wà nínú oyin, and the reason why I would actually prefer oyin over sugar is, number one, it's natural. I come from a natural source. You know, sugar has been processed. I understand sugar cane. Oyin, while fi oyin jẹun o ní jẹ̀díjẹ̀dí pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. Oyin is so pure. I mean, that's why it should be natural honey. So to me, the person that picked honey in this generation, to be honest with you, if she knows the significance and she knows why she's doing it, she's not just doing it for doing it sake, I wouldn't have anything against it. Somebody said, somebody said, yam, why would you be? Hey, Aria Suzitia, God bless you, sis. Now, let me ask this other question. There's a common thing that is going on now. When the bride is Yoruba, I hope, please, let us follow this. When the bride is Yoruba, and the groom is another tribe or culture or race or whatever, we the Yorubas, we are so quick to lower our standard. To say, oh, I'm sure you want, all right, do me, you want my dad down, and we might get my condo ballet. Ẹ má jẹ́ káwọn òbí wọn máa dọ̀bálẹ̀, ẹ má jẹ́ kán ra ẹrù ìyàwó, àbí kẹ̀ tí wọ́n bá ti fẹ́ rẹ ẹrù ìyàwó yẹn, ẹ má jẹ́ káṣà ti gbà kan díẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ wọn. Ṣó yẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀? Àti wípé tí ó bá jẹ́ wípé the other tribe ló ní ọmọbìnrin, ṣé wọ́n máa ń gbarú ẹ̀ fún wa? Somebody said maybe Ekiti bride will pick yam because of iyán. Iṣu ọmọ tiẹ̀ máa jiná fún wọn ni. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this last question I want us to answer it. Most of the time when the bride is Yoruba, we the Yoruba parents, we are so quick to lower our standard. We are so quick to say, imagine kada won lamu, oyinbo ni won, Ghana ni won, egini ko, imagine da won lamu, e je ko mu ko to bara won ba ka wa, e ma ye ka gberu lowo won, don't let us stress them. Leave it. We lower our standard. E jo so ye ko ri be. Number one. Number two question I want to ask. If the bride is from another tribe, do they lower the standard because we are Yorubas? Thank you so much for joining us, ma'am. Enyola Alaga Idiro. Hey, thank you, Mrs. Nwamba. Thank you so much for joining us. London Alaga. Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. God bless you. Now, for those that are just joining us, we're talking about our traditional marriage rights and practices that should be retained and those that should be abolished. Now, we're talking about the importance of our cultures and tradition, especially when it comes to traditional marriage. Now, we said a lot of things, which will be nice if you can watch this video from the beginning later. But what we are asking now as a question is, we have noticed that in the Yoruba tradition, we are so quick. We are so quick. Thank you so much for your support, London Alaga. We are so quick to lower our standard, you know, when it comes to traditional rights during marriage. We are so quick to lower our standard when the bride is Yoruba, just because we want to suit the other tribe. Maybe the groom's family is Igbo or Ghana or whatever. We are so quick to lower our standards. Don't let us stress them. I'm asking the question, is it right? Should we, because of that, lower our standard? Number one. Number two, if the bride is from the other tribe, for example, if you marry an Igbo bride and we are Yoruba, or a Yoruba groom that marries from, you know, what is it called, maybe Zimbabwe or Ghana, do they lower their standard for us? Please, let's answer this question. Somebody said, my fabulous funky, thank you. So we need to let them understand the importance of each item and respect them. Mommy Ojedogun says, funny thing is, it's we Yorubas that do that. We need to stop doing it, honestly speaking. Official Rafa Whitney, thank you so much for joining us. Hey, boss lady, thank you for joining us. So please, people, and it has even come to a point where those people, they now know us. They will not even be dictating. Look, I've been in this industry for 32 good years. I have never seen where the other tribes will ever lower their standard for Yoruba. If you're married from any tribe, Pebbles, you are here. You know, Pebbles and Coco, we did this traditional wedding with the Calabari bride and the Yoruba. They showed us Pepe, they showed us Shege Pro Max. They insisted on everything they wanted to do. We were in a hurry. And one family, one Rojupo, one Kala, one Koju, one Rawa. Pebbles, if I'm lying, say it. One Rawa. Thank you so much, boss lady. One Rawa. They insisted. When I was not born. They insisted that we have to do everything. We did it step by step. They did everything. They took their time. You know, they took their time. So I don't think, generally speaking, I don't think that we should trivialize our traditional wedding rites, especially if the bride is Yoruba. In Igbo land, if for you to marry an Igbo person, they have their long list. I have never seen a list of a bridal that is more what do I call it? That is more considerate than the Yorubas. Our near we are short to you. Our no are considerate to you. As it was she worry. Pebbles. Gorodom by was sing got on back. Could have one buckets. One back to boy. In this UK, the bride is British. One lantern or lantern. One lantern, one pants, one towel, one vest, one clinical, one yawo, one yawo, one baba yawo. Everything was intact, and they made us do every of their rights. One gbe obe wa si be yin báyìí. One gbe obe wa si be báyìí tó jẹ́ wípé, you know, why is Antenola not here? Why is Instagram doing this to my Antenola? They're not letting Antenola come in the show. Please, you can leave us a voice note, ma. So please, people, they will break kola nuts, and most of these people, it's not as if they are unbelievers, you know. They will do all their right. In fact, ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wa yìí, a ní àwọn kan in some parts of Yoruba land, àwọn Ìlọrin, specifically in that part of the world, ọjọ́ méje náà fi ń ṣègbéyàwó. They're just like the Hausas. We have the Hausas. They spend 7 days, 7 solid days. Ni wọ́n fi ń ṣègbéyàwó. Go and find out. That's what they do every single day. We will do our traditional wedding with white wedding, with registry, with reception in one day. We will be telling Alaga to spend 45 minutes to spend in 1 hour. Our Yoruba only. We need to kind of I believe that he that pays the piper dictate the tune. If you want 45 minutes, we'll do it for. In fact, I even have people that are boasting and are showing off and saying, "I'm 1 hour Alaga. Within 1 hour we are done." Ashawa. Tẹ́ni bàbá yẹn sọ nínú orin ó ní òyìnbó òfàṣà tí wọ́n lẹ̀ rí o òyìnbó òfàṣà wọ́n lẹ̀ o. I know some parts of Scotland where wọ́n máa po gbogbo nǹkan pọ̀, wọ́n máa fi pa ọkọ ìyàwó lára a day before their wedding. They still do it. Òyìnbó ò fi àṣà wọn sílẹ̀ rí. Ẹ má jẹ́ kí àwa náà, ẹ má jẹ́ ká fàṣà wa, ká fi falẹ̀, ká fi ṣàbàṣà. Ẹ jẹ́ àgbàṣà tiwa náà lárugẹ. Now, I want to ask this other question before I go. Hey, Kemosi! God bless you. You know, somebody said they are pastors. My sister and my auntie are the baddest. Igbos, they also call kola nuts. Yes, even though they are pastors, they will still call kola nuts. Sherry, we need to stop. Mixing up the culture, the tradition, and the religion. Ẹ̀sìn Yorùbá ni ká bọfá, ká bọ Ògún, ká bọ Ọbàtálá, ẹ̀sìn nìyẹn. Àṣà ó yàtọ̀ sí ẹ̀sìn. Do you understand? For example, back in the days, àwọn èmi believe pé nǹkan tí mo gbé sọ́run yìí àgàgà tó tún wá jẹ́ funfun, wọ́n á ní olórìṣà ni. But ẹjọ́ kì í ṣe pé olórìṣà ló wọ orúkọ báyìí. Adìrẹ aṣọ òkè, òun la ti ń wọ̀ nígbà kan láti ìgbà táláyé ti dáyé kó tó di pọ́pọ́ designer dé. But nowadays people are so proud of Balenciaga, Gucci, wọ́n tó bá wọṣọ kò wọ́n wẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé ó jẹ́. Thank God pé nowadays they are actually bringing it on board. You know, back in the days, ó lè rí káwọn ìyàwó máa lọ lójú títì kó wọn kan tó yàtọ̀ sí aṣọ wa, àṣà wa, ìṣe wa. Let us stop mistaking it for fetishness. Let us stop mistaking our traditions for religion. Àṣà ó yàtọ̀ sí ẹ̀sìn. You know, this thing always cause arguments, and I don't know why. Christians and Muslims, we are the ones that are causing the Christian. You know, now before I forget, let me read comments. Thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate your comment. Thank you so much. Somebody said, Boss Lady Omoti, she says, but some alagas overdo things. We can cover everything without wasting time as well. Of course we can. Like I said to us, we can do it within 1 hour. Baba ṣe fẹ́ sí ni. Kódà actually 45 minutes rí baba ṣe fẹ́ sí ni. But what the problem I really have is, you know, what are we doing the rest of the time? Mọtí ká jó ká ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀, but àṣà wa gbogbo tó yẹ ká fi ṣe. I think a traditional wedding, we've talked about how long will it be on this show before. How long should it be? We're looking at 2 to 2.5 hours for proper, at least, to be able to touch everything that we need to touch. But as I said, actually 45 minutes, we have to show 1 hour. I get back. Of course, the Malagas are overdoing it. Oh, my irritating. I definitely believe that. And we all Alagas that are on this show. I know the Alagas on this show, we are not like that. I can beat my chest for all those that are on this show at the moment. And of course, we have issues at hand to handle. Benny, Ashawa, Oshekoko, Adams Aremu, thank you. Really, we love your program. Keep it up. Thank you so much. Pebbles and Coco says, even the Slovakians, yes, they jump broom. I remember we did one. That's true. We did one. Me and Pebbles. We did this traditional wedding, and the groom is Slovakian, Slovak or whatever they call them. The guy, one jump broom. They even broke plates. They say, oh, 4 plates in the room. They broke plates, and she and the bride, they swept the plate together right there in our presence. But I want to no. We need to stop doing that. We really need to stop doing that. Somebody said exactly, people are mixing religion with tradition. Yes, there's a difference between religion, tradition, and culture. Culture, what tradition, what we have to see. Part of our culture is a data and so. Part of our culture is bashe mura. Part of our culture ni asha ti se bashe igbeyawo. Part of our culture is things that we do. You know, religion is definitely different from that. And I don't know why at the back of everybody's head, anything that has to do with our culture, fetishness, we need to stop doing that. That thing, please, our moderator, loudly, thank you, ma. Thank you so much. Now, I want to ask this other question. Somebody has left a voice note. Let me see if I can play this voice note quickly before I ask the next question.
Olóòtú mo kí gbogbo ilé o, ẹ kú ètò more grace ma.
Yes ma.
Ṣé rí ibi táwa Yorùbá tá ń bá ọ̀rọ̀ ìdáná lọ kọ́lọ́n kó ṣàánú fún wa ni.
Àmín.
Àwa náà ni. Àwa la máa sọ pé wo mi ti fẹ́ wàhálà mi ṣàtọmọ mi ṣe kíní kan àwa ni. Mo rí ọkàn rí tó sọ pé wọ́n ní torí pé bàbá àwọn ò gbowó orí wọ́n ṣe fi sọ̀rọ̀ sáwọn ju ní pé èló ni mo san lórí ẹ̀. Ó dẹ̀ níyàn tó jẹ́ pé tó bá tún gbowó orí yẹn náà wọ́n á ṣe bí mo sanwó orí ẹ̀. Ẹ lè rí ibò kó ṣe ìgbà pé tẹ́ni tó tẹ̀ tó gba bóyá 4 million lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ pé owó orí tó máa san délé tó bóyá tó kó lọ ló máa ṣe ìyàwó bákan. Èmi ò sọ pé ìdáná tí wọ́n ṣe ló jẹ́ kí marriage last. Ọlọ́run ló ń fún ni ṣe. But kí àwa Yorùbá àtàwọn alága náà ká try mo mọ̀ pé a lè force wọn ká try láti máa enlighten àwọn èèyàn wa. Just bẹ́sẹ̀ sọ́n sí pé ẹlòmíì 45 minutes ẹlòmíì 1 hour iṣẹ́ MC ni èmi rí yẹn sí. Kì í ṣe pé a fẹ́ waste time kí ni wọ́n pè láṣà. Like mo máa ń sọ fún àwọn èèyàn wípé it's just like ẹ fẹ́ ṣe service ní church. Ẹ kọ́kọ́ ṣe Sunday school tẹ́ bá ṣe workers meeting ṣe Sunday school tẹ́ bá ṣe Sunday school tó opening prayer wà. Wọ́n ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ṣe praise and worship intercessory time wà. kọ́lọ̀ ń ṣàánú àwa Yorùbá
Àmín, àmín.
ká má jẹ́ ká ṣàwa kó parun in fact àwọn ọmọ yẹn gan tẹ̀ fẹ́fẹ́ mọ́ àwọn ọmọ obìnrin tí ó jẹ́ ìyàwó àwọn ọmọ ló ti máa sọ fọ́kọ wọn pé don't worry after my mom don't worry màmá náà adẹ́gbà bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ ṣe ṣàmù àwọn ọmọ yẹn ẹ wò but bóyá tá a bá ń sọ fún wọn tá à ń ṣàlàyé tó ń bá gbọ́ fún àwọn tó ń bá gbọ́ but let's play our part Ọlọ́run ràn wá lọ́wọ́ okay gbogbo lé o
Àmín ma ẹ ṣeun ma ẹ ṣeun.
You're looking good.
Thank you,
the
ma.
one and only Ebony Meettheroyals. Wow.
Thank you, Auntie. God bless you, ma. That's coming from Auntie. That's coming from Auntie Eniola Alaga. Thank you so much, ma'am. I will not say here. Sometimes we need to educate our young ones. Do you know that God bless the soul of our beautiful Auntie Sylvia? You know, she shared an experience with me, and I felt really bad. There is this couple that was supposed to get married, and then she was the one that was meant to be anchoring the traditional wedding. And she's so passionate about, we all know her, she was very passionate about this job. And she was trying to enlighten, the groom is Ghanaian, the bride is Yoruba. And even the funniest thing, so the bride started telling the Alaga that, Auntie, please, I don't want my husband to prostrate. I don't want his parents to prostrate. They're not going to prostrate. They say they don't prostrate. They don't prostrate. And I'm like, anybody fell long, we're going to show you. Oh, prostrate in the woman prostrate in the theater. We have to do this. So Auntie was trying to enlighten the young lady. And the young lady was insisting and saying, no, my husband cannot prostrate. His parents cannot prostrate. You understand? I can understand if they come in a nice and polite way to say, we're so sorry, it's against, you know, we can kind of look at the way we do it. And you know the funniest thing? At one point, this child went to tell her mom that I don't want that auntie as an Alaga anymore. Why? Because my husband to be is not comfortable with her. Because she was telling you the right thing. Why are we using left hand to describe our father's house? We need to stop it. Oyinbos, yeah. Thank you, mommy. Mommy, I don't know. She just took it out of my mouth. The Oyinbos, they are excited. They will jump if you want them to jump. They will. Some Oyinbos will leave this place. One law, one charter plane. One law. See ilẹ̀ Igbo ní Yorùbá, ní ilẹ̀ Igbo ní Nigeria. Being conscious to Nigeria, see kidnapping. You see some Oyinbos come all the way from here to Nigeria to go and do the right thing. One shaking palm wine exchange and all of those things. We really need to start teaching our younger ones the importance of this. And this is the generation where the brides will be the one dictating to the parents on what to do and what not to do. In those days, let me read comments here. Somebody said, and this is one of the reasons why I find ETO IGBEYAWO such an important program. Thank you so much. We really need to continue to re-educate ourselves and our community. Thank you so much. That's coming from Fabulous Fiki. Thank you so much. That's quite encouraging. Somebody said, in some, everything is up to ignorance. That's true. But when people don't understand something, when they are trying to encourage or, you know, enlighten or kind of educate them, why are they not listening? He said, well done, my financier, and God bless you, ma. Somebody says some parents from Yoruba culture in the Western world now overlook their children greeting their elders while standing. Hey, àti gbàgbé gbogbo àṣà ìdílé wa. Ó sad. Àwọn míì àti ọmọ wọn gbé dé, àwọn míì àti pé kíní kan. The Oyinbos are doing it. You know, there's a lot that we can see on this show. Now, the last thing I wanted to ask, time is fast spent. The last thing I wanted to ask is, okay, ṣó lẹ́tọ̀ọ́ ká máa fi àwọn nǹkan tí wọ́n gbé wá, you know, sí ọjọ́ ọ̀pẹ lọ ṣá. Ṣó lẹ́tọ̀ọ́ ká máa fi àwọn nǹkan tí wọ́n gbé wá sí kíní come and fi ṣàdúrà lẹ́yọ kọ̀ọ̀kan àwọn kan nílẹ̀ tó bá tẹ̀lé wa ẹ má fi ṣàdúrà. What is wrong? Is there anything wrong in using our traditional wedding items? The children along, but I don't know why nowadays children, they don't even want to hear. They say, Mom, no, it's not your wedding, it's my wedding, and they start dictating to us. Show let's I can play a clip you can go. Hello.
Hello, ma.
Hello, ẹ kúrò lẹ́ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí. Orúkọ yín àti ibi tẹ́ tí ń pè wá.
Good evening, ma.
God bless you, ma. Good evening, ma.
Ẹ mọ́ sick on the line.
Hey!
Ẹ kú ètò.
Ẹ ṣeun.
program.
Thank you so much, sis. God bless
Week
you.
in, week out.
Thank
It's
you.
always amazing.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
And you're looking so sharp in lilac.
Hey, thank you, sis.
Oh, God. Fashion.
Oh, God, you. Thank you so much, sis.
Mama.
Thank you, sis. I appreciate you so much.
I just want to quickly contribute to the program. Like I said on the platform that excuse me, please, that will sum everything up to ignorance. Or should I say that we don't respect our culture enough. Most especially our time where our Christians. There is difference between religion and tradition. Autonomy, and if we have to look at it critically, it has been documented. I think we should be reading it like Bible. Because most of the things we even copy, I would say copy, the Christians. Like I was discussing with someone the other time. Also, hallelujah, but numbers as well. Yorubas, they regard numbers as something significant. See how oníṣẹ̀ṣe tó máa ń ṣe ìṣẹ̀ṣe wọn láyé ọjọ́ sí wọ́n ní pé kán ṣe obì kan lẹ́ẹ̀mejì kán ṣe sílẹ̀ because wọ́n mọ̀ pé there is something with numbers. But because Yoruba wasn't documented, wasn't written anywhere, our time on and following. So our no la lè jẹ́ kó stand. Our no la dẹ̀ tún lè jẹ́ kó dàrú. Ṣẹ́gẹ́sì nǹkan tí mo sọ. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, ó yé mi. Wọ́n ní àwọn èèyàn kan ní Ògúndípẹ̀ náà ń jẹ́ tẹ́lẹ̀, ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n dẹ̀ ti dé sí Jésù dípẹ̀ náà ń jẹ́. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. It has nothing to do with religion. Èmi ni mo mọ ọkàn mi sí Ọlọ́run. The name has nothing to do with it. The Christians that brought Christianity to Nigeria, they still remain Mr. Stone, Mr. Green, Mr. Wood. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. And they're prospering. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Wọ́n sì ń jẹ́ Mr. Òkúta, Mr. Ewé, Mr. Igi. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Wọ́n dẹ̀ sì ń gbòòrò sí. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. But what about the budget to buy to change the look of one year? Why in the first place are you interpreting what is not meant to be interpreted into your name in the first place? Bàbá ṣe gbé àṣà wa bó ní bàbá ṣe Yorùbá ní bó ní bàbá ṣe gbé báyìí la ṣe máa bá gbé. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Gbogbo wa náà ń ṣe kàrẹ́ṣẹ́ kìíní àmọ́tán lè báwọn kóńgò náà wò. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Wọ́n máa sọ fún yín pé 1,000 lówó. Bó bá ní 1p wọ́n máa pọ̀ sí. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Ó dìgbà tó bá pé bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Lè báwọn South Africans dọ́wọ́. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Kí ni ọmọ Yorùbá ṣe fẹ́ lọ kó tẹ̀ jó òyìnbó gan? Àṣà wa rè báwa ṣe ń ṣe rèé o. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. I was telling one of my clients the other time, I said, okay, how we all have things that are peculiar to us. Imagine on a Christmas day I'm hosting you, and then you come to my place, and then I serve you beans on toast. How would you feel? Because you would be expecting turkey, gravy, gravy on it with Yorkshire pudding. And Yorkshire, So for the day picking better, how would you feel? They all laugh. I've seen people when you go to a place, experience Nigerian traditional wedding really idea. They had to go, when we said that they would dance and all that, she paid for a lesson. To learn. Lesson. They had 3 sessions just to make their daughter happy. Just to make sure pé àwọn ṣe nǹkan tí ibi tá à ń lọ yìí àṣà wọn nìyẹn ìṣe wọn nìyẹn. They know that that's our tradition, that's our culture, and they respect it. Ṣùgbọ́n àwa báyìí a máa wọ́ra wa ń lẹ̀ fúnra wa la máa wọ́ra wa. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, ẹ ṣeun, bẹ́ẹ̀ni. So kọ́lọ́run Elédùmarè kó ṣàánú fún wa. Àmín. Kó jẹ́ kí àṣà àti ìṣe Yorùbá kó parí lọ́wọ́ wa. Àmín, ẹ ṣé gan. And I think parents have a lot to do. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní máa tọ́ fún àwọn tó bá ṣe máa ń ṣe ní òun bá ṣe máa ń ṣe ní òun kọ̀ọ̀kan o. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Bó ní bá ṣe gbé gbà ẹ̀. Òun náà máa ṣe máa bá gbé. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. I'm not saying that irú gbogbo àwọn kan tá à ń sọ pé ẹrù ìyàwó kan máa fi. Yes, you are right. Some people think taboo ni, most especially àwọn Christians. Gbogbo àwọn Christians ẹ̀jẹ̀ ń ṣe ìtẹ́bá wa background wọn lọ. ilé babaláwo ni gbogbo wọn ti jáde nípa. Ifá gbé ní Ọ̀ṣun.
Oh my God, it is well. Oh yeah, me.
Ọkàn ni ìgbàgbọ́. I'm a Christian not by mouth to the core. But there are some things, well, like I said, I will still sum it up to ignorance. Ẹni tí ò bá gbọ́ Yorùbá kò lè gbàṣà.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ ṣé ìyá mi. Àmì Ọlọ́run ẹ ṣeun gan ni ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ o. Thank you sis, God bless you, God bless you. I really appreciate your contribution always. That's coming from Kemosi. She's a renowned Alaga. She's someone that knows what she's saying. She's a Christian, and I actually don't need to echo what she said. Everything she said is perfectly said. We need to understand the importance of our culture and our tradition. Culture, tradition is totally different from religion. There's nothing fetish about our tradition. There's nothing fetish about our culture. Let me read a couple of comments, and then I will play this last clip, and then we will close it. Somebody said, somebody said, Sarah Lunga says, then there's the expectation just to know. I think it just wasn't being passed down. Yeah, that's true. It wasn't passed down properly. The parents, I think she's talking about our tradition. Sarah Lunga says it's not being passed down properly. We need to document it, and we can see salvage the little that we have left. Somebody said, I think the trials is for parents, and I think white's wedding is for bride and groom. Both is for bride and groom and parents. White's wedding is something that we borrowed. It's not our tradition, so tradition must be observed. Yes, that's exactly what Leo said. It's not our tradition, it's not our culture. Even this Bible that you're observing, I can't remember where anybody got married in the Bible and they said it happened in the church. It all happened in the home, with the parental consent. So traditional wedding is very, very important, So just like Sarah mentioned, it is not being passed down properly. We need to pass it down. We need to document it. We need to that we can salvage. Please, we Jalagas, we have jobs to do. Please, if you have never read my book, please, even if you have challenge in buying it, maybe it's too expensive, but let me know. I don't mind to subsidize the price. In fact, I'm going to look for a way. I'm looking for sponsors so that I can sell that book at a very cheap price, and as many people as possible can lay their hands on it. Because the evolution of Nigerian traditional marriages, very important information are loaded in that book. Thank you, a word for her. She says, such an enlightening program. Keep up the good work, our delectable Alaga. Thank you, ma'am. Lee Abdullah said, all I need to contribute is that it is the parents that give their daughters hand in marriage, and therefore trial is for parents, and they do it now. It should be done, not our children dictating to us. Thank you, ma'am. There's a lot that will be said there. Unfortunately, time is not our friend. I will quickly play this clip and then we will close here. Talking about the importance Yeah, I think what I really want us to see in that people said every Alaga should give that book out as part of their gift. Okay, now I think the major thing I want us to look at in that place, I asked the question, is it appropriate? Because I've seen where parents told me, Emma Finko Konino Kotogwa and Fish Adra for mommy to see Bible. We've talked about the importance and the meaning of all those things, and I think I'll probably bring that back as another episode again. A lot of parents, what are people listening? So maybe next week I will continue on this because I really want us to have the understanding of it. When we're talking about that, the fact that it is not being documented, our documentation reel, we can see it on this show. And next week, by the grace of God, I'm going to elaborate more on this particular topic, on the importance of our cultural traditions. I've done this before, but about maybe like, before about 50th episode, and this is 100 and 193 episodes. So it's been a long time ago that we talked about the importance and the meaning of all our Eriyawo lists. So an Eriyawo list differs from family to family, but there are some basic ones that are general. So next week, by the grace of God, we'll probably continue on this. Nítorí àkókò ni, even lẹ́ni báyìí, ibi tá a bá dé yìí, àti so lo àsìkò wa ló jẹ́ pé àti ṣe abala kíni kí n ṣe kò ní yá wa. And meanwhile, on this show, I've had people inboxing me and messaging me and talking to me about incidents that are happening in their home. And they want me to advise. I tell them, I am not a marriage counselor. Even though I've been 21 years in my own marriage, I have a little bit of experience, but I'm not a marriage counselor. But the little I have, I will always say. But what I said is, if you tell me what happened, I will paraphrase it, bring it on this show, and so we can actually talk about it, and the people can say, okay, which is what we are doing in the last 10 minutes of this show, called Abala Kinikinshi, as in, what would you have done in this situation, or what would you have this person do? Now, somebody has called me and said, Sister Bumi, the way you are saying this thing, people are going to think maybe you are the one that is just saying it too. Now, I've said to people, if you want to message me, leave a voice note. You can even use a voice changer. You know, they won't know you are the one speaking. You can leave a voice changer, you know, to tell me, narrate the story, make it short, so that I can play it to people, you know, so that people can actually now say, okay, in what you saw you buy negotiation. I know someone that came to me and said, thank you. I watched the show and I saw what people said and it really helped my journey. So please, if you know anybody that you know that they have these issues and they want to talk, they want to discuss about it, and they're just wondering, how do I say it out? You can tell them to do a voice recording. They don't have to mention their names if they don't want to. If they are free, they are comfortable to mention their name, they can mention their names. Let them mention their names and let them narrate the story as briefly as possible, so that people who are bored, make it snappy. And you can use a voice changer, something that when you talk, people will not know that you are the one speaking. You can use a voice changer if you think that people might guess, and blah, 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 blah. And then we'll play it here. And if you feel to text it as a text, please, you can do so. And we will bring it here and we will discuss about it on this show. And I believe that whatever question you may have, it will be resolved. Hey, you know, oh, ma'am, we need go say. Wípé ká jẹran pẹ̀lẹ́ ni. Àmọ́ ó fànà fún yìí náà ṣáá ní kì í gbà fún wa. Àmọ́ tó bẹ́ẹ̀ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ, ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá ló sọ. Ó ní pé kì í dùn kó pọ̀. Ó ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ni náà kì í pọ̀ kó dùn. Ó ní ṣókí báyìí òun lọ́bẹ̀ ògo. Níbi báyìí la máa fàdàgbà ètò yìí rọ̀ sí lénìí. Àmọ́ mò ń gbà ní àdúrà wípé èmi Olúwabùnmi Ayọ̀ Òṣìbẹ̀rù tí mo jẹ́ lótú ètò yìí, lílọ ni mò ń lọ yìí. Ogo lọ kò dé kò ní bá mi. Ogóde kò bá wọn kò ní jẹ́ títí yín. Mo ń gbà ní àdúrà lénìí wípé ayọ̀, ìdùnnú, àlàáfíà àti ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀ tí mo fi yín sí lénìí, òun náà ni máa padà dé wá bá yín lọ́sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀ lágbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run. Mo wá ń fàsìkò yìí sọ wípé láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé o. Mo ní láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé o. Ẹ̀yin ò ní forí gún, èmi ò ní fẹsẹ̀ kọ o. Mọ́tò yòówù ká lè wọ̀ kò ní forí sọ̀gì o. Láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé. Láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé. Mommy Titlas, I see you. God bless you. See you next week, everybody. God bless you. See you. God bless you. See you by the grace of God.
Àsìkò ti tó, ìtumọ̀ ìtumọ̀. Ẹ̀sán traditional wedding. Gbogbo lólùfẹ́ rẹ̀ mú retí rẹ̀. Ẹ̀sán traditional wedding. Ẹ̀bùn lóríṣiríṣi mẹ́nìgì ìṣèwé. Ẹ̀sán traditional wedding. Kí lorúkọ ètò náà? Ẹ̀sán traditional wedding lètò ìgbéyàwó tó kọ́ni lọ́gbọ́n. Ẹ̀sán traditional wedding. Ṣètùgbọ́ ètò lẹ́tọ̀ traditional wedding ló lọ lọ́wọ́. Ó yá ìtẹ̀. Kí lorúkọ ètò náà? Ẹ̀sán traditional wedding lètò ìgbéyàwó tó kọ́ni lọ́gbọ́n. Ẹ̀sán traditional wedding. Every Tuesday on Instagram. Instagram, every Tuesday on Facebook, 6 p.m. UK time, every Tuesday on Facebook. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó fún ni lóye, let's talk traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó fún ni lóye, let's talk
traditional weddings. Thank you so much, everybody. See you next week by the special grace of God. God bless you. Bye.